Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's review a brand new covered call ETF in Canada by Global X Canada, the Global X Silver Covered Call ETF. Stock symbol, ETF symbol is AGCC. And if we scroll down and look at what this ETF is all about, it's very simple to understand. It gives you access or direct exposure, like it says here, to silver bullion performance with US dollar risk hedged back to the Canadian dollar. So this ETF, you could buy and sell it in Canadian dollars, but it's going to be hedged to the Canadian dollar. And we know that gold and silver typically offers investors an inflation hedge, right? It's that classic hedge against inflation, just like it says here, and a powerful portfolio diversifier as well. So management fee, everyone, is 60 basis points. This is a covered call ETF, so it's an actively managed strategy. And how are they getting access to silver, the price of silver? Well, if we look at the holdings, this ETF is going to hold the iShares Silver Trust ETF, or the SLV ETF. This ETF is a very big, if not the biggest and most liquid ETF on the US stock market, which gives you access to the price movement of silver bullion, just like it says here, right? So it's a convenient, cost-effective access to physical silver. Over 25 billion in AUM, I believe, for this ETF. So it's very big, very liquid. And if we look at the SLV ETF's price in the last 1 year, and for the record, I am filming this on October 11th on the weekend, so the 1 year performance up 57.74%, which is actually even slightly higher than gold's performance, which has also been really, really good. If we look at the GLDM ETF, the Spider Gold Mini Shares Trust ETF, which invests in physical gold, you could say, gives you access to the price of physical gold. It's up 50%, or a little over 50%. So this ETF is very simple to understand, everyone. It's going to hold SLV, and they're going to write covered calls on the actual SLV ETF, which has no income, by the way. This ETF does not give any distributions, but this ETF will, thanks to those covered call premiums. And I did confirm with Global X Canada that they will only write up to 33% of the portfolio, which means they will only do covered calls on a max level, 33%. Of the portfolio, which is extremely similar, if not identical, to what they're doing with the Global X Gold Yield ETF, HGY. So this is kind of like the gold equivalent of AGCC, if you will, covered call wise, of course. So HGY actually holds GLDM, the ETF that we looked at earlier, to give you access to the price point of gold, and they're writing covered calls on up to 33% of the portfolio. You can actually see that here in the portfolio investment metrics. You'll see the average coverage here is just under 33%. So Global X Canada confirmed to me that it will be a very similar strategy when it comes to AGCC. They will not go over that 33% coverage, which will give you some call option premiums in the form of monthly distribution. So this is going to have monthly distributions. The first one hasn't been declared yet, of course, as of I'm recording this, but very, very similar to HGY strategy. Now, in case you didn't know, Global X Canada also has a gold producer covered call ETFs. So this is in here, you're going to have, instead of the physical gold, you're going to have the gold producer companies like Barrick, Newmont, Goldfields, really the big ones, and they write covered calls on those stocks. So this also, it could be a good option to think about for your portfolio if you want access to gold in another way. Gold producers, they have GLCC, which has been around for quite a while, actually, since 2011. Has a lot of AUM here, over 550 million. And in case you want a little bit more amplification, you like this ETF and you want a little bit more amplification, they actually recently launched the GLCL ETF, which is the Global X Enhanced Gold Producer Equity Covered Call ETF, which basically holds 125% exposure to GLCC, to this ETF right here. So personally, this is the one I hold in my portfolio because I don't mind that extra, that 25% leverage. I'm willing to take a little bit more risk to get a little bit more amplification, a little bit more yield. So yeah, the Global X has you covered. You have now the physical gold, you have the gold producers, you have the enhanced gold producers with covered calls, and now you have the silver with AGCC. So let me know if you have any questions, any concerns. Pretty straightforward here, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time.